You finish a morning workout and feel completely invincible. But beneath the surface, your cellular machinery might be quietly rusting. The modern longevity industry assumes that the most expensive clinical protocols equal the best biological results. $10,000 treatments are routinely packaged as the inevitable future of human health. You can tick all the boxes of standard wellness culture. You are sleeping fine, you are lifting heavy, drinking your green counters. Meanwhile, your internal systems might be metabolizing stress like a man approaching a heart scare. This gap introduces a metric called health span. Lifespan is a number on a death certificate. Health span is the specific number of years you remain functionally and structurally intact before decline begins. The absence of symptoms does not mean the absence of cellular decay. Trusting how you feel on a Tuesday morning is a dangerous, outdated way to measure your biological reality. Individual consumers now represent over 35% of the longevity market. People are no longer waiting for a diagnosis. They are tracking internal damage directly with data. This animated diagram visualizes that telemetry using a metric called DunedinPACE. Think of it as an objective speedometer for your aging rate. It tracks a single point in time where your biological aging line sharply deviates from your actual calendar age. Receiving a PDF report showing your body is quietly running 4.2 years ahead of your birthday is a psychological shock. The data does not care how many burpees you did. The immediate consumer reflex is panic. You look for a clinic. You look for an exotic, expensive infusion to instantly close that biological gap. But reaching for a high-end medical purchase out of pure fear is exactly where a $67 billion optimization trap springs shut. This three-tiered pyramid chart organizes the longevity market. Top Tier 3 features advanced, high-cost interventions like stem cells. Middle Tier 2 targets specific cellular dysfunction with moderate-cost treatments. The broad base, Tier 1, relies on foundational, low-cost interventions like nutrition and sleep architecture. This scatterplot reveals a biological truth the industry rarely advertises. When you contrast the escalating financial cost of these treatments against their actual impact on epigenetic age, the results flip. The largest absolute movement always comes from the lowest tier. The longevity industry prices its interventions in exact opposition to how human biology actually prioritizes them. Those high-tier clinical interventions are not medical frauds. They do specific, useful work, but they function strictly as biological multipliers. A multiplier requires a baseline to multiply. You cannot supplement your way out of a broken sleep cycle, and you cannot stem cell inject your way out of metabolic dysfunction. Booking a $400 IV drip and then sleeping 5 hours a night is like installing a turbocharger on a car with no oil in the engine. The system underneath physically cannot accept the upgrade. That introduces a secondary psychological danger to top-tier treatments. They create an off-ramp in your brain. Once you spend $4,000 at a clinic, your brain registers the work as complete. You give yourself subconscious permission to stop executing the boring daily habits. Buying a complex medical treatment functions as an expensive alibi. It is a way to buy your way out of the difficult, unglamorous work required at the baseline. Let's strip away the optimization theater and look at what actually moves the cellular needle. I ran a strict 90-day experiment using 2 consumer DNA methylation tests to track biological drift. One test at day 0, one at day 90. The sleep intervention was rigid. A 22:30 wind down, bedroom temperature locked at 18 degrees Celsius, and 0 alcohol within 3 hours of sleep. The metabolic intervention was equally constrained. I compressed my eating window to 10 hours, shifted protein intake earlier in the day, and cut ultra-processed carbohydrates entirely on weekdays. The test results showed a measurable change in the rate of aging without a single clinic visit or supplement. This chart compares the data. The starting score was 1.07. 90 days later, it dropped to 0.92. Project that slower rate over a decade. That gap is the difference between arriving at 60 with the machinery of a 58-year-old versus a 64-year-old. That zero-cost reduction consistently outpaces the marketed promises of almost every luxury longevity clinic available. As testing becomes standard, the industry wants to position health span as a commodity divided by wealth, a luxury layer sitting on top of modern life. Human longevity is driven by the discipline of becoming the architect of your own biology.